Procrastination. This is a big one that a lot of us struggle with. If you've ever said to yourself, why do I always leave everything till the last minute? And then I'm scrambling and rushing and stressed out trying to put it together. Or why do I always put things off and then try and go out and enjoy and do something fun that I want to do, but I don't actually ever enjoy it because I've got this thing that I know I need to do hanging in the back of my head. So why don't I just do it before I go out and have fun? What's the deal with that? Why do so many of us struggle with putting things off and then scrambling to get them done at the last minute? Now, there are a few reasons why we procrastinate, but I'm going to talk today about one of the biggest ones, one of the most common ones, and it's a deeper one. There's more going on than a lot of us are even aware of. And we're going to have a conversation about that one, and I'm going to break it down for you and help you understand what might be going on for you when you notice yourself procrastinating and getting frustrated with yourself for not being able to figure out why you procrastinate. My name is Julia Christina, and I'm a therapist, researcher, and online course creator. And I work to help men and women get through the crap that is holding them back so they can like themselves and their lives more every day. And this is one of those pieces of crap that gets in our way and really can put a damper on things. And it can be really hard on our self-esteem if we feel like, I don't have any control over this, or I don't feel like I can do anything about this. I just keep procrastinating and it keeps causing all of this stress and all this frustration, and I feel so discouraged, and I maybe even feel sometimes out of control of myself and my choices and what I'm doing with myself. So procrastination and perfectionism and fear of failure and maybe some anxiety in there too, all often go together. And you might be saying to me, Julia, perfectionism? Come on, really? I'm a procrastinator. I'm not a perfectionist because, I procrastinate. I leave things till the last minute and they often don't go as well as they could have if I would have started earlier. So I can't be a perfectionist. You can't tell me that I'm a perfectionist. But I'm going to tell you that perfectionism and procrastination go really well together. They are friends. They are connected. And this is why. So situation number one, I have a presentation, or I have a paper, or I have a job interview that I need to prepare for, and I know that it's going to require some work in order to prepare for it. I know that it's an important thing to me. It's something that is really important to me, and I want to do well. But then I procrastinate and I put it off, and I know that I need to do it. And I know I need to prepare, and I know that it's important to me, and I know it's a big deal, but I keep putting it off and I keep avoiding it until the night before, or maybe even a couple hours before. And then I'm scrambling and I'm stressed out and I'm all worked up and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I leave this till the last minute? Why didn't I get on this sooner? And this just feels awful. And then we go in and maybe we totally bomb it, or maybe we don't do very well, or maybe we kind of screw it up, or whatever it is. And then we come out of it and we feel bad and we feel discouraged and we feel frustrated that, wow, like I kind of just screwed that one up. I kind of just failed on that one. But it's because I left it to the last minute and I didn't have time to prepare. It's because I procrastinated and was scrambling at the last second and didn't really have a chance to really get myself ready to do a really good job. Okay, there's my excuse. There's the reason. I can take a little bit of comfort in knowing that it's because I didn't prepare, because I didn't plan, because I didn't invest a bunch of my time and energy and effort getting ready for this, that it didn't go very well. So let's back it up again. Let's say that same situation, I have a big job interview or a presentation or a paper that I'm trying to get done for a class or for work or whatever. And I start working on it days or even weeks in advance. And I work hard at it. And I put myself into it. I put skin into it. And I try and I prepare and I put a lot of effort and I spend a lot of my time and I invest myself in it and I prepare and I plan as much as I can. And then I go into that same situation and it doesn't go very well, or it fails, or I don't get the result that I'm hoping for. And it sucks and it feels terrible. But what's my excuse? I planned, I prepared, I put everything into it, but it didn't work out. Well, it must mean that I'm no good. It must mean that I don't have what it takes. It must mean that I suck. It must mean that I am a failure because now I don't have a reason for it. And that feels worse. It feels worse to feel like I am a failure and there's no real good reason for it, or at least no reason that I can come up with right now, rather than I failed, but I have a reason for it. It's because I left it to the last minute. And so procrastination is about trying to feel like I'm going to have an out. I'm going to have a reason. I'm going to have an excuse for not doing well. If I fail, if it's not perfect, I have a reason. So that's what it has to do with perfectionism, that feeling like I have a reason for it not being perfect, because what'll I do if I don't have an excuse? What'll I do if I don't have a reason? What'll I do if I don't have an explanation for it? I'm going to feel like crap about my self. I'm going to feel like I'm no good. I'm going to feel like I am a failure. That a lot of us are going through life taking failure way too personally. We're taking it as a sign, as an indication, as a rule that it means that I am a failure as a human being. And none of us want to go through life feeling like we are failures. So then we avoid situations and circumstances that might bring up that feeling in us, that might cause us to tell ourselves that there's no other reason other than I am and must be a failure. Failure is a tough one, and I have a whole video that I go into about the reasons why we need to fail and why failure is important. And I'm going to put the link to that in here. But getting good at failing and learning how to not take failure as a personal representation of who we are as human beings. It's not easy, but it is possible, and it is important, and it is something that will really help us get past this whole procrastination thing. Because procrastination brings up a lot of stuff in us, and it can even make us feel more anxious, or it can make us feel a lot more stressed and overwhelmed. It's not fun. Speaking of anxiety, if procrastination brings up anxiety in you, or if you ever notice yourself feeling anxious and aren't quite sure what to do to help kind of get through those feelings or to help deal with those emotions, then make sure you grab my tip sheet on 7 effective ways to manage your anxiety anytime, any place. There's some fun ones in there. There's some unexpected ones in there, but they're all effective in one situation or another. So make sure you grab that. I will put the link here, and make sure that you like, that you subscribe, that we stay connected. And I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section, and let me know how this one goes for you. Take good care.